Sam Wilson is taking flight as Captain America once again, and he's brought along a bunch of familiar faces with him. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Captain America Symbol of Truth issue number 1 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we begin this brand new series from Tochi Onyebuchi, Sam, along with his returned sidekick Falcon 2, are patrolling the skies above the Mexico-Arizona border. They've been given some primo intel by Misty Knight about a mysterious train that is hauling chemicals that could be used in the creation of super soldier serum. The good guys aren't on the train long before they end up getting blindsided by the arrival of dozens of heavily armored mercenaries with advanced weapons, including drones. Sam and Joaquin valiantly fight their way through the gunfire, and then the story actually completely shifts gears and steps back in time to see how exactly Misty gave Sam this information. You'll remember during the Spencer years of Sam as Captain America, him and Misty were quite close. They were dating, kind of, sort of. He was also seeing Jane over in Wade's Avengers book at the time. It was quite weird, but people did seem to really respond to the relationship, and Onyebuchi picks up here like basically nothing changed, and I'm cool with that. In fact, we even dig deep into the childhoods of both Misty and Sam. Apparently, growing up in Harlem, they lived only a bus stop apart and yet never actually met until they were older. Also, massive props and tip of the hat to Onyebuchi for remembering that Misty Knight was part of the aberrant crime division, basically S.H.I.E.L.D., now that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone and that she's been really busy dealing with the Sentry and Carnage and like several other things that didn't even get brought up in her Beyond story not that long ago. We also get treated to a nice little snapshot of what's happening culturally in New York right now. Apparently there's a brand new Wakandan centrism movement that's really taking hold. What does that actually mean? Well, it's a lot like Afrocentrism, a real movement was back in the early 90s, you know, wearing your tashiki, saying how paradise is only an ocean away, while also kind of forgetting the fact that Wakanda suffers from its own problems all the time, and that despite being born out of slavery, African-American culture, like the stuff that Misty and Sam have been enjoying all story long, is completely valid and beautiful all in its own right. That being said, this sort of ideology gaining a foothold in America does actually hurt Sam as Captain America. It makes him feel like he's not doing nearly good enough a job. Keep all this Wakanda stuff in mind too, because it's going to make a lot more sense at the end of the comic. Now, back in the present, the battle against the Mercs continues for Cap and Falcon. Joaquin gets the bright idea to fly up and destroy these guys' satellite, meaning they lose control over their drones and that they can't scramble the heroes' communicators anymore. With their tech turned back on, the good guys scan the mercenaries to see if they have any records on file, and indeed they do. The only problem is they all have the same record on file. All under the same name, Harvey Madsen. Yes, that's right, it's a fake name, but also one giant reservoir, dog's reference to Harvey Keitel and Michael Madsen, respectively. Captain America decides to take things up with the people actually piloting the train right now, only to discover that they haven't picked anything up yet. This situation only gets stranger and stranger too when Falcon discovers that there's actually other people aboard the train, and not just any people either, people he recognizes, his cousins from back in Mexico. They've come with a very sick woman who needs medical attention, and once the fight is over, Captain America and Falcon are able to do just that thanks to the help of a senator called Mansfield. The day is saved, but Joaquin isn't happy, yet Mansfield is a vehemently anti-immigration style politician, so why is he bending over backwards to try and help him and Cap right now? Sam can see how torn poor Joaquin is, and so he gives him the go-ahead to follow along and make sure his family is going to be okay, and no doubt report back to him with anything he should find. Now, as the comic begins to wind down, we once again end up changing gears. We head to a Supermax prison where longtime Captain America foe Brock Rumlow, aka Crossbones, is being kept. Brock has no interest in escaping as of late because he has this prison almost 100% under his control, and he can even watch the baseball game in his cell at night. Rumlow gets a very unexpected guest though in the form of Hunter, aka White Wolf, aka Black Panther's adopted white brother. We had actually seen White Wolf at the end of the Zero issue, but it's been so long since I've seen this guy out of his classic costume I actually forgot what he looked like. You'll remember Hunter had spoken the Zero issue about him and several other powerful individuals playing some sort of crazy game that involves toppling world governments, including America. White Wolf wants Crossbones to join him and sweetens the deal by saying that if he does, he'll be able to finally kill Captain America once and for all. And so that was Captain America Symbol of Truth issue number 1, everybody, and I gotta say, I think this series got off off to a really strong start. If you were a fan of Sam as Captain America back during the Nick Spencer years, then this is probably the easiest new series to pick up because, well, it continues those stories and gives you the sequel you always wanted. That's not to say it's a total retread, though. Tochi Onyebuchi actually does a really good job putting his own spin on all the different characters and their relationships. It's really nice to see Sam be a mentor to Falcon too, and they have a really great back and forth with each other. It's been forever since I've seen a hero actually fight side by side regularly with a sidekick. Misty Knight has always been one of my favorite characters, and she serves as a really strong foil to Sam in this story, and maybe even a possible romantic interest as well, depending if they want to take it in that direction. White Wolf returning too as a villain as part of some sort of crazy international club of power players is also a really smart idea too, and I'm interested to see where that is gonna go. R.B. Silva has always done great work on art, and that's true here as well. We get some really stellar, well put together action scenes. I am very optimistic of where this book could go from here, which is why I give it an 8 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Cave Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.